The use of cash advances as a solution for those who are looking for a rapid access to funds has grown increasingly common in the field of personal finance. Boro, a fintech startup that focuses in offering financial advances to college students and young adults, is a significant participant in this market. Boro is providing cash advances to these groups. This video will provide an explanation of what Boro Cash Advance is, as well as its primary characteristics and the manner in which it functions to fulfill the monetary requirements of its intended audience. What is Boro Cash Advance? The financial service known as Boro Cash Advance is provided by Boro Incorporated, a fintech firm that was established in 2015 with the intention of making available to young adults and college students a variety of financial options that are easily accessible. Boro is an online financial service that tries to bridge the gap between traditional financial institutions and the specific financial requirements of students who may not have a credit history or come from low-income families. Boro Cash Advance is a service particularly tailored to meet the needs of college students who may be confronted with unforeseen bills or financial difficulties. It provides eligible users with a quick and convenient way to obtain funds to address a variety of needs, including personal bills, textbooks, and school supplies, among other things. Key features of Boro Cash Advance. Students in higher education are the target audience for Boro Cash Advance because the company recognizes the unique financial circumstances and difficulties that college students face. Boro recognizes that many students may not have a lengthy credit history, and as a result, they do not require a credit history from its applicants. As a consequence of this, Boro Cash Advance does not necessitate a conventional credit check in order to determine eligibility. The application procedure is intended to be quick and uncomplicated, making it convenient for applicants. Immediately after approval, users are able to gain access to funds, which provides a rapid solution for addressing urgent financial needs. Usage flexibility. Boro Cash Advance can be utilized for a variety of objectives, including expenses related to education and living expenses, as well as other essentials. Because of this flexibility, students are able to effectively address a wide variety of financial issues. Opportunities to build credit. Boro's ability to submit on-time payments to credit bureaus presents students with the possibility of advancing their credit histories in a good direction as they make responsible use of the service. Boro is dedicated to maintaining a transparent fee system, and this commitment comes from the company itself. Users are informed of any fees that may be associated with the service, ensuring that they have a complete comprehension of the charges that are involved. How Boro Cash Advance works. 1. Eligibility check. In order for students to begin using Boro Cash Advance, they need to download the Boro app and finish the initial eligibility check. During this process, you will normally be required to provide some fundamental information, such as details about your school and personal information. 2. Application submission. After the eligibility check has been completed, users who are qualified to apply can move forward with the application process. For the purpose of determining whether or not the individual is able to repay the cash loan, the application requires further information, such as specifics regarding their salary. 3. Approval process. The application is evaluated by Boro, who then decides whether or not the student is eligible for a cash advance financing. Not only does this evaluation take into account standard credit ratings, but it also takes into account the individual's financial circumstances and their ability to repay the loan. 4. Fund disbursement. Immediately after the student's application is approved, the amount of the cash advance is transferred to the student's bank account that is linked to the Boro app. It is guaranteed that students will be able to immediately handle their financial demands thanks to this instant funding approach. 5. Repayment structure. A one-of-a-kind repayment plan is utilized by Boro Cash Advance Business. Boro employs a flexible repayment approach that adjusts itself based on the user's income and spending behaviors, as opposed to a fixed monthly payment structure. Particularly well-suited for students whose incomes are subject to fluctuations throughout the course of the academic year is this technique. 6. Credit building. The emphasis that Boro Cash Advance places on credit building is a trait that is particularly notable. The user's on-time payments are reported to credit bureaus by Boro, which contributes to the establishment or enhancement of the user's credit history. For students who are working toward establishing a solid credit profile, this can be an advantageous situation. 7. Usage monitoring. Users are provided with the tools necessary to efficiently manage their budgets and monitor their spending, which is one of the ways that Boro fosters good financial conduct. Students have the ability to keep informed about their financial activities and to make decisions based on that information thanks to the UI of the app. Pros and cons of Boro Cash Advance. Pros. Accessibility. Boro Cash Advance is designed to be accessible to students, including those who do not have a strong credit history with financial institutions. Quick funding. The prompt distribution of cash guarantees that students will be able to promptly address any urgent financial needs that may arise before them. Flexible repayment. The framework of flexible repayment is designed to accommodate the changing income and spending patterns of college students. Credit establishment. Because Boro reports to credit agencies, students have the chance to establish or improve their credit history through the use of Boro's services. Students have the ability to use the cash advance for a variety of purposes, which provides them with diversity in tackling the issues they have because of their financial situation. Cons. Students in higher education are the target audience for Boro Cash Advance, which means that its availability is restricted to a specific group. Although Boro places a strong emphasis on providing transparent fees, it is important to note that cash advances in general may be associated with greater charges when compared to traditional loans. Boro Cash Advance is intended to meet short-term financial demands and may not be suited for individuals who are looking for long-term financing options. This is because loan cash advances are designed to meet short-term financial needs. In order to complete all of the interactions and transactions that are associated with the cash advance, users need to rely on the Boro app. Responsible use of Boro Cash Advance. Boro Cash Advance users should engage in appropriate financial behavior in order to get the most of the benefits of the service and limit any potential negatives involved. A few suggestions for responsible use are as follows. When borrowing money, make sure to just borrow the amount that is required to meet your urgent needs. Avoid taking out a cash advance for expenses that are not absolutely necessary. A comprehension of the terms. Take the time to become familiar with the details of the cash advance, including any costs that may be associated with it. Check that you have a complete understanding of the fees associated with utilizing the service. Make an effective budget. Make use of the budgeting options provided by the application in order to keep track of your expenditures and guarantee that you will be able to comfortably meet your payback commitments. Repayment in a timely manner. For the purpose of establishing a favorable credit history and avoiding additional costs, it is your goal to make timely repayments. Consider other options. In order to supplement the cash advance and lessen reliance on borrowed funds, it is important to take into consideration different financial solutions or sources of income alternatives. College students who are confronted with unforeseen expenses or financial difficulties can find a financial lifeline in the form of Boro Cash Advance. Because of its one-of-a-kind characteristics, which include the absence of a conventional credit check and a flexible repayment plan, it particularly caters to the requirements of the student population. In spite of this, it is essential for users to approach cash advances with prudence, ensuring that they are aware of the fees that are involved with them and taking prudent financial management practices. Boro Cash Advance, when utilized in a responsible manner, has the potential to not only provide immediate financial relief, but also contribute to the building of positive credit records for students who are navigating the challenges of personal finance while they are pursuing their scholastic adventure.